Welcome to IGL Fall Circuit Week 5. We have a matchup tonight between Scarlet Scorpions of Best Buds United and Trash Esports Blue Squad. And we have another guest again. It's returning guest, actually. Kiffy. Say hi, Kiffy.
Yeah, hi, Kiffy.
I don't know what I expected. I kind of walked right into that.
It's great to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Yeah, so Kiffy is gonna, we're just gonna kind of meander through this match like we did 2 nights ago, or was it last night? Who knows? And we're just gonna see what happens. So we'll get into the rosters and stats and all that, and then we'll play everybody's favorite game, Gibbs' Guessing. So on the Scorpion side. They are supposedly 2-2. They have a forfeit win that hasn't taken effect yet, and they have the full five: Potato Gamer / Tate, Fox, Vicins, Ike, and Blur. Oh, look at that! They had no problems getting verified. And on the other side, Trash Esports Blue, we have Averajek, Rhino, Wheat Eater, and Coltrane. That doesn't mean anything, as we have discussed throughout the session, that all the problems with verifications. But they are sitting at a nice 4-0. And I'm trying to do the math in my head and if they've lost one or actually 2 games all season. I guess we'll be surprised when we go into stats. But first, on the stat side for the Scorpions, again, sitting at technically 1-2. The games one's going to go up to 10. But it's actually great that it hasn't counted. So none of this is polluted by this supposed forfeit win that's incoming. And we kind of see top 2 kind of pretty close. Ike is, I think, 1 goal ahead of Fox per game. And Tate just kind of looks like playing in the third role. But these are some good numbers. I say Fox has some like Clanger-esque shooting percentage right there. But yeah, this kind of bears stats of a 1-2 team. I know that one of the series they lost, it was a 5-game series. And from what Tate told me, I think they lost the other one 4. Is that right? Maybe it was another 5-game loss. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math. Actually, yeah, it would be, and then they have a sweep. So, this isn't like anything, I would say, bad, so to speak. Anything stand out for you, Kiffy?
What really stands out for me is the shooting percentage. It doesn't seem overly high. It just doesn't look like they're getting the shots accurately on net. And for this game, I feel as though they're facing an undefeated team. They're going to have to get that shooting percentage up.
Yeah. I kind of agree there, though. Again, I might be skewed by my own personal shooting problems. The 30 under 30 from Fox is kind of a little worrisome, especially when they're taking the most shots per game. Again, like, we're looking at kind of the raw numbers here. Like, there could be, the old pass shot. But I feel that, kind of some of the assist numbers doesn't necessarily bear that out. So, but I do agree that some of these shooting numbers they're going to have to perform above their season averages in order to have a chance here. So on the other side, for Trash Esports, Well, they've only lost one game. So, yeah. Um, this is a 4-0 team, right? Um, Here's stats. We got average and Rhino kind of out front. One would say like wheat, is kind of a little under. I would say one would say underperforming, but other than that, the shooting percentage, I wouldn't necessarily say that. You know, um, even if wheat is just being asked to play support, just kind of be where they need to be. When you have kind of two powerful strikers in this instance as a stats bear out, sometimes you don't necessarily need to do the heavy lifting. And we could totally be capable of doing that, popping off in a series too. um, it just hasn't necessarily borne out either. At least for the top two scorers, like these shooting percentages do seem to be in line with like what the Scorpions are doing. But this is probably the bigger thing is that they're just for trash versus the Scorpions. The Blue Squad is kind of taking more shots per game. Anything to call out? Anything that catches your eye, Kif?
Yeah, there are a lot of shots this game. So for the Scarlet, I would have to say if they can keep up the defensive plays that they have been making this season, then it's going to be a hard fought series. There are a lot of shots that will be coming on net from both teams, but I think defensive plays are going to be the big thing for the series.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Um, so I guess now is actually hold on. I am going to stop sharing so we can get back in the lobby. I just messaged Tate the info. Hopefully Tate will pass that on. So now for the part where we were wrong the other night. What is your guess?
My guess, after seeing the statistics, it definitely changed from an hour ago. I'm gonna have to say 3-2 Blue to Scarlet.
I'm going to stick with my initial guess with Trash Esports Blue. They'll take it in 4. Um, the Scarlet Scorpions, they do have a chance. And I know we're like in 6 weeks is always small sample size for a league. It just, again, on paper, um, it looks like Trash Esports Blue is the better squad. But, Scarlet Scorpions have played their opponents tough, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get to a fifth game. It just feels like, unfortunately for the Scorpions, they're just going to run into, definitely what I feel is one of the top squads in the division, if not the tier. And I know Homer fans are not going to be happy with that, but that's unfortunately what I think it is.
It's definitely going to be a tough match here, Ander, and I cannot wait to see it. It's going to be an enjoyable match for both sides, no matter who you're rooting for. But I think seeing Scarlet and how they play, I feel as though they have a chance to bring this to a game 5, if not even winning. Very excited to see where this goes.
I would. Obviously the BBU side of me wants the Scorpions to win. I just think I'd like to see them get it to 5. I think they've got a chance, but I'm not sure. But we have to play these games. They're not solved out on paper. So here we go. Game 1 action. And just bringing up the rosters real quick. They are the same as the stats page.
Early goal here for Trash Esports, sending it into the back of the net. If you're Scarlet, you just have to ask what went wrong there.
It's just a defensive miscue. But also, again, we said Wheat Eater was at the bottom just based on stats. You know, not necessarily needing to do anything, but it's, you know, it's sometimes good to, you know, even if your third person can get on the board. And here he goes again.
And that's 2 goals within the first 30 seconds of the match here, Ender.
Yeah, Fox just looks like they were a little slow to that. And shout out again to Wheat there, being really patient, waiting from that good distance away, for it to come off the backboard. You know, a lot of people sometimes just rush right into that, and it goes over their head.
Fox here making a tough save down to Rhino. Oh, and just a close off post for Trash. I feel bad for calling them Trash.
Yeah, I think.
What's the other part of their name? Blue?
Yeah,
Blue,
the Blue
even
Squad.
Though they're orange.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm just going with the IGL home and away convention. But it's like, huh. Like, I could have totally switched a side and, you know. But again, you are talking to someone who loves naming his private match teams orange and blue. So
Man, those were some fun matches, though. Being a part of the blue-orange team.
Yeah.
Right here, Fox making another difficult save.
Kind of had to there.
No.
Wheat with the natural hat trick. What a great follow-up.
What happened here? Oh.
I just didn't. I don't even know if I saw Wheat. I mean, it's kind of hard not to, but like again, that's just really heads-up play there from Wheat, and they've got a hat trick to show for it. We're not even 2 minutes in.
With it only being 2 minutes in, they seem like a powerhouse of a team so far. I was not even expecting this myself.
We almost got a fourth.
At this point, you have to think, how many is he going to get this game?
Well,
2 minutes? We'll see how many more he can get. I just hope that the Scarlet Scorpions can respond by having some good defensive plays.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think right now they've got to clean up those miscues. But I mean, you know, there's still, well, there was plenty of time, but kind of approaching 2 minutes to go here. And it's been blue, Trash Esports blue, playing on the orange side. No, that isn't going to cause problems for the length of this series. Not at all.
What you're talking about? Problems with problems. We'll pass out to Tate. He's not able to grab it. What a great pass from Fox. Ended up bumping his teammate. Ike still up. Passes back to Fox. Tate sitting a little too close. Gets demoed. Passes out mid. Fox with the clear. Rhino there, though. Back middle. We're not seeing a lot of blue possession here. I meant blue as in Scorpions. The Scarlet Scorpions. You're not seeing a lot of possession on them.
Yeah. They're just kind of throwing the ball away.
And that's something that I would like to see more as the game continues, as the series goes on.
Man,
All
couldn't even
three
get
of the
clear.
Scarlet members. Right,
Yeah.
right in the same corner there. It's tough to see.
So time winding down here. I guess a positive for the Scorpions is that they managed to cool off Wheat Eater. The unfortunate thing is that's, well, Unforgiven?
With the
That's
goal.
that's how you steal goals, by the way. You don't block them. Although, to be fair, it's possible the defender might have gotten to that, so...
You wanted to play it safe, and I don't disagree with that play whatsoever. It
I
was a
don't.
safe hit, sped it up, put it into the net. Sometimes that's just what you got to do.
Yeah. Well, you also got to call out teammates when they block, obviously, goals. So... It did not happen in a league match, but, you know, still. Oh. And Dum Dum forgot to put his overlay up again. Rhino gets one for the road.
Goal. Making it a 3-up in game 1 for Trash Esports Blue.
By the way, that was a good bump on Wheat. Kind of harassed the net. Like, sure, it's a 0-second goal, but I mean, like, you know, I'd even argue that's still kind of legitimate. Okay, so this is Scarlet Scorpions. We are in week 5, game 1. Hopefully I won't overwrite any replays this week. I'll get rid of this notification. So 14 shots for Trash Esports Blue. Just 3 for the Scorpions.
Not saying that I directly predicted what this game was going to be, but with 6 saves from Scarlet Scorpions and how many? 14? 13? 13.
13?
I can count.
Oh, well, hey, that's why I'm in finance.
And 13 shots from Trash Blue. They just need to turn these defensive plays and use the momentum to throw themselves onto offense. They're getting these defensive clears right back to Trash Blue.
Yeah, yeah, they need something to relieve the pressure. Whether it's just they probably just need like a good high clear, just to kind of reset and maybe even attack. But I mean, on the other side of the field, I mean, you know, sometimes you can only play what's in front of you. But I mean, Trash Esports Blue looking very much like a 4-0 team. And you know, sometimes the hallmark of a good team is going out and beating teams that you are supposed to beat. So let's see if Scorpions can rebound here.
They did need a small break right before this match. I don't think either of us know what that is for, but hopefully they can work out some of their issues in that short amount of time. Maybe they just needed a small little timeout to talk things over, because right now, communication-wise, it doesn't look like they're doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, nice save from Fox. I mean, again, you know, this is their first season up in Tier 3. You know, probably the best team they've played so far. Ooh, that's fortunate that wasn't on target.
That's very fortunate. That was not a great play from Tate with an 8.
By the way, I did say this earlier. Man, do I hate that Samurai car. That is a literal brick, and it does not fit the breakout hitbox.
That's a breakout.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Oh, miss from Wheat. Yeah, the Samurai is a breakout. I know this because I used it for 3 months.
I feel bad for you in those 3 months.
Oh, no, it was by choice.
I still feel bad.
I learned a lot.
Like, not to use the Samurai.
Well, yeah, don't use cars that definitely don't fit their hitboxes. That's what I learned. Alright, so the good news for the Scorpions is we're a little bit past 2 minutes in, and they've kept it tied.
Like, from Ike.
Ike looking for future additions for clangers.
That was a great bump. A great pass mid. No one up for it, though. Good demo. Keeping great offensive pressure here.
By the way, folks, if you're going to double commit, that's one way to solve the double commit problem, is to launch that ball all the way down the field.
When in doubt, launch it. That's what I always go by. Good pass from Fox. Ike not able to put it on net. Granted, that would have been a crazy angle. Probably the best goal that we would see this entire IGL season.
I mean, I did have an overtime winner.
You're going to have to link me that clip. I want to see it now.
Well, it was in Rumble, so... It was Game 5. But it was still Rumble. Oh, and Wheat.
The read off backboard. Wheat sends it in the top of the net, right over top of Fox.
That's a nice, by the way, that's a nice challenge by Rhino to make sure that ball gets in there. And again, just a nice play from Wheat to just take your time, you know, go out there, get it, and Trash kind of find themselves up late in the game now. Trash Esports Blue. Well, you know, sometimes they say sometimes they just haven't had a chance to pop off. Weed has 5 of his team's 6 goals right now through almost 2 games. So, yeah.
They really need to stop Wheat here. He's looking like a true Rhino. You know, I try saying something and they just come back and score. It's 3-0, 1 minute remaining. We just saw 3 goals happen in a matter of a short period of time here.
Yeah, just kind of like basically within a minute. I mean, you know, I'm going to assume that Tate did not get the touch they want, but you have to hit that true when you're last person back. You know, and I could feel the, you know, I can understand feeling like, well, we got to do something. We're down by 2, but, you know, that's why it's important to always get things right.
"30 seconds left. Fox puts it on net with his post out, and Wheat is able to be there. Scarlet Scorpions right now. I don't know what else to say here, Andrew. It doesn't look too great on them. Game 1 and Game 2 did not go their way. Both down at 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, sometimes you run into a better team, but I mean, you know, still got to play, still got to figure everything out. You know, still learning experience. But Trash Esports Blue, they are in command of the series, to say the least. Up 2-0, some 3-goal victories. And again, Mr. Wheat Eater has 5 goals of the 7. Rhino has the other 2. Again, I know it says like sometimes you're not called upon. Well, today Wheat was called upon and so far answering, and you know, obviously you need to stop the person with a hot hand, but I think Average and Rhino are more than capable of scoring for Trash Esports Blue Squad as well. So Scorpions got their work cut out for them. As I always say, if there's ever a time to take a game, it's game 3. Sometimes your opponents let off the gas.
Yeah, I feel as though Scarlet really needs to pull what they did in the beginning of Game 2 in order to stand a chance here. They were able to keep Trash Esports from scoring for, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
And if you look at the Game 1 to then Game 2 statistics, in Game 1 there was a lot of early goals. But Game 2, they really stepped up and stopped those goals from happening. Towards the end, it looks like they got a bit dismantled, and it showed as they then lost 3-0. And
no one there. Oh.
And Ike sends it back into the net for an own goal. No one there to save it.
Yeah, and well, from the hashtag personal content department, that's going to be analyzed. I'll tell you that much. That's just
Bob's not able to get it. Yeah, that is not a play that you want to see. Not in Game 3. And this is a do-all, end-all for the Scarlet Scorpions here.
Yeah.
And giving them a free goal like that is not the way to go about it.
Average with the dog.
Average.
Oh, Rhino just misses. Rhino sends it in, saved by Tate. Fox clears away. Tate misses the demo. Like to send that in. I mean, again, gotta hand it to the Trash Esports Blue. They are just, man, dismantling. They're just not playing the Scorpions.
Yeah, it really is just an outplay.
And well, Fox did get 2 there, but no one there on the follow.
Halfway through Game 3, 1-0. It's still a chance for the Scarlet Scorpions, and with a pass like that, that should be something that Potato can put on net. You don't get those passes very often, and not being able to capitalize on a great pass like that is it's just very deadly for your team.
I would say with like the exception of the passes off the backboard, like Trash, even if they're not scoring, Trash Esports Blue, like they're just getting the shots on. There's 2 up for the Scorpions. Just, and there's a miss.
Just not a great position for Potato to be in. Backflips and is not able to recover to grab the save. Something that you hate to see.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
But,
We sending that right in front of the net. 2 up for Scarlet. And it works.
So Tate gets in there. 125 left.
They still have a chance here.
Yep.
To bring this to a Game 4 off of a double commit they send one into the top of the net.
So I guess if I was... Oh, that's dangerous.
That was very dangerous.
I guess if I was looking for the mistake that Trash Esports Blue was going to make, well, it was a mishit, so, like, not anything too awful, and it can be corrected. That's also why they have a lead. That was, we'll say, experimental for Mike. I'm not sure why he backflipped. Oh, open net.
Net for the Scarlet Scorpions. Are they? Yes, they are. 45 seconds left. 2-2. We may see a game 4 here.
So, the double commit. So, looks like Trash Esports Blue panicking just a little bit, question mark? Not totally sure. To be honest, they really haven't done anything wrong all game. But, you know, that, and there's one right back. Average. Just right off, basically right off the face-off.
6 seconds ran down on the clock and 1 goal for Blue. I mean, Blue Trash Esports. That Blue, not the other Blue.
Playing on the orange side of the field. All right, well, Scorpion, what was that? That was pretty bad. Time running out. Scorpions have to score to at least get this to overtime. Fox keeps that in.
It's a wide open net. He just needs to take a shot there, and he's able to get it. Ike to send it to the right side of the net, bringing it 3-3 with only 11 seconds left. It's great placement there.
2 Trash Esports Blue members went to the same boost. That's a critical comms breakdown. That's not really Average's fault on the clear. Trash Esports Blue, last opportunity, ball falls to the ground.
Game 3 overtime. Scarlet wins this, goes on to game 4. Trash wins this, well, that's the series. Very, very exciting. I'm nervous for Scarlet right now. And that touch from Ike really just...
You got to turn off ball cam. And you have to catch that with your side. You can't catch that with the top of the car.
I mean, that was just teeing it up for him.
Yeah. Like... Well, I mean, they did manage to sort of shut down Wheat.
But Average really just took over.
Yeah. Like... Wheat still had 3 assists. Average, only game that Average scored in, but, it's just a pretty clutch goals, the third and then the overtime. Like, you still have to hit them, even if your opponents tee them up. That's kind of a tough way to lose that final game for Scorpions, but, that game was there. That was based on the first 2 games, I would say that was very uncharacteristic for Trash Esports Blue. They made a lot of mistakes there that let the Scorpions back in the game.
I don't know what to say. That last goal really was just poor awareness, I think. Not realizing that someone was right behind you and really just set him up for a shot. It's, it happens sometimes, but you kind of just have to look through that during the replay review and just say, hey, things happen, but we need to move on.
Yeah.
And They have one more game, correct? Scarlet Scorpions.
Yes. Um, they are going to need probably a sweep to have a chance at playoffs, since they fall to 2 and 3. Um,
So they really need to step up from this game
yeah.
in order to make the playoffs. Trash
Yeah.
Blue is, well, I mean, they're already
Yeah.
in playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, aside from game 3, if Trash Esports Blue plays like they kind of did in those first 2 games, probably even the first half of game 3, I mean, they're now 5-0 for a reason. Um,
Yeah, they
you
are a
know,
very dominant team.
yeah, they will be one of the teams to beat. Again, not only in this division, but in Tier 3, assuming the tournament of champions happens, and they get to at least the finals of their division, because they looked really really good. I would my from the booth advice is, whatever you were doing there at the end of game 3, don't do that again, because I'm gonna freely admit that was kind of really sloppy, and um, you know you were both sides were trying to play Mafia, um, but it's just the Scorpions wanted to play Mafia more. It's unfortunate, but I mean, and I hate to be harsh, but that was really really sloppy there at the end, for both sides.
Yeah, it just looked like a lot of rotational errors, comms errors, and sometimes I mean, we saw Ike, he had an own goal and teed it up to the opposing attacker, and that's just not something that you want to see.
Yeah,
Trash Blue, you saw double commits, they were both in the same spot, and really just left open nets for the Scarlet Scorpions to then capitalize on.
yeah. I for Trash Esports Blue, I would probably again, I would look at basically at least the last half of that game 3, um, and just hone in on that, because that's where you made your mistakes, and that's the part you can learn from. Um, and if they fix that, then 6-0 on the table with only one game loss for the season, um, is completely doable next week. Um, but yeah, our recap of the sweep coming up here is, as I head back to the main menu. Three-goal victory in game 1 for Trash Esports Blue, um, and they pitched a shutout in game 2. Kind of 2 different games though. Trash Esports Blue got out to an early lead in game 1, like 3 quick goals. Game 2 was a little different. It was kind of scoreless, but again, Trash Esports, they just kind of fired off 3 goals in about a minute, less than a minute. And we already said a lot about game 3. The overtime winner there from Average. Stepping up, coming up with some clutch goals. That third clutch goal, where they thought they had in regulation, but definitely in the overtime. Sometimes your opponent tees it up, but you also have to be capable enough to put it away. And that's what Average did. Just crush that ball in the net. And Trash Esports Blue walks away with the sweep, advances to 5-0, and is in great shape for 6-0 finish and coveted 1 or 2 seed. I'm assuming, because when you only have 1 game loss, you have some pretty good tiebreakers. I guess before we sign off in the housekeeping bit, we have a bunch of matches happening on Saturday. Supposedly, my ones match might be rescheduled. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what my opponent wants. But it's tentatively scheduled for 4:15 p.m. Eastern. The Rumble team's in action at 9 p.m. And then Clangers might be happening in the dark, but they'll be happening at that match will take place at 10 p.m. The Rumble match and my ones match you can see on my personal channel. Clangers, you'll probably see it in the match results. Or if I can get the replays, we'll get a rebroadcast of it at some point. But I think that will go ahead and do it for now. Kiffy.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in again. This was fun.
Yeah, it was very fun. Any other times you want me in here, I love being a part of it.
Yeah, again, just respond, or you can come see me. It's not a problem. Again, I'm sure it breaks up all the boring stuff when I'm just here by myself. I'm sure all the viewers appreciate it too, because then they're not necessarily listening to me talk all the time.
Andrew, I could listen to you talk for days.
I know you're just saying that.
But
that's fine.
I could.
But that's
Read
fine.
me a bedtime story for 3 days straight.
I mean, really, all we got to go on is my commentating and my replay analysis, which takes 4 hours for 3 videos, or 3 games. But here we are. Anyways, that will definitely go ahead and do it. So, everyone, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.
Goodbye.